So we're just playing. I'm recording for some real estate shit here. We've been big picture thinking. Yes, yes, yes. Namaste. So this is video number 4, and we're talking about real estate. And today, if you're listening to me, what's up? There's a guy here in my town, works at a convenience store, follows me on Instagram. And he says to me, and we've had these little conversations, he's a young man. He's at the age where if he takes what I'm talking about and pushes that shit into the universe, doesn't let anything slow him down, he can become a millionaire very fast. It's just decisions, okay? And that is an option. And all it is you just got to see real estate, stocks, dividends, investments, crypto, all that. This is a game, man. This is a game people play. And the more money you get, the easier it gets, because you get to diversify yourself. You get to have more than one, pole in the water, so to speak. And I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So on the first video about real estate, and this kid asked me when I got there, what is a good price to pay for your first house? Man, I don't even look at it like that. Like the house that I'm trying to buy a beach house in Panama City, Florida right now. It is the house. Meaning it's not that it's my 17th house, it's a house. The stocks that I buy today, it's not different because I'm older or it's the game. I'm buying stage ones. I wrote a book about it. And this game I play every day of stacking a brick. Where's the best place for me to allocate my time, my talent, my treasure? And for me, I started with real estate because one thing about real estate is it throws off chunks of money, and I need money in order to get into the stock game. In order to be in all these games, I need money. I need money that I don't need. I need things giving me money that I can then invest that money. And it becomes this game. And the bigger the balance get, the more you get to reap on it, and the bigger the next deal gets. Does that make sense? And that's what I was trying to explain to him. You don't need to be thinking about one house. You need to be thinking about 10 houses. The goal of this is to get rich, not to buy a house. Anybody can buy a house. It's not that complicated. You just got to do it over and over and over and over again, okay? So we talked about the big number you got to know is your holding cost. And you have to ask yourself as a human being, can I do this? It takes great responsibility. You can fuck up real estate. You can fuck this up and go bankrupt. It ain't that hard. So you got to cover each one of these. And the first video was on what does it cost to even have a house? So I have a property right now, empty, that I'm remodeling. Cost. If it's mortgaged, I got debt, right? I got insurance. Every house has insurance. That you got to ante that up. So if you sit down to play blackjack, what? Minimum bet. Oh, you want to be in the game? Minimum bet. Oh, and if you're playing at an Indian casino, you got to give the chief 50 cents. What is that shit about? When are we going to outlaw that, man? That's fucking robbery. You ever play at an Indian casino? You guys need to stop doing that shit, man. It's already hard. You're already winning. It's greedy. Like yelling. Oh, any transaction over $600, we're going to tax it. How greedy can you be? You already get most of the money. Damn, you get all of it when people die. It's like their greed never ends, man. It shocks me, man. Shocks me. Holding cost. Debt. Now listen, you want to be in the real estate game, you got to listen to this. Go back and watch it. I'm giving you the whole game. We're looking at everything in increments of $100,000. Why? Keep the math simple. All we're talking here is philosophy. This is a game. He says, what's a good price to pay for a property? I said, that's the wrong question. How much do you want to make? What do you mean? How much? That's the fucking question. How much do you think you can make? That's where you start there and work backwards. And you go, what do you mean? We got to start with rent. You got to know what a property rents for. Go look. It's on Realtor. It's on Zillow, ticker Z. We're trading that stock. Why do you think we're trading it? I use this every day. That's the money flow. Mind conscious awareness. Imagine if you'd been buying Amazon every day since you ordered it. They've been sending you stock signals every day. Buy Amazon, buy Amazon, buy Amazon, buy Amazon, buy Uber, buy Uber, buy Uber. But right now, buy Facebook, buy Facebook. This is the most trafficked businesses, the largest, the growth, like they're all around you, right? And so we gotta open our mind to that. Plus we gotta go look, but we need to get money. This is all games, man. So I told him, you gotta get 20 G's, bro. 20, 25 maybe. And this is your goal. If you have 25 grand and you're not playing this house game, you just said, I don't want to get fucking rich. Hey, Joe, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get rich, dude. Stop bugging me. Please let me just not do that. Like, that's a decision. That's what I told him. I said, you're 19. I just gave you the fucking answer. If you don't do it now, it's because you're not strong enough as a human to do it. You don't have the personal power, the discipline, the courage, the dirt to push yourself out. This is a game, man. And you're going to walk into the casino. You ever do that? First time you go to play poker, you feel nervous. All these dudes, glasses, hoodies, looking all, like some of them, you're like, man. And you look, but you got to push yourself in there, man. You got to have confidence, sit down at the table. Here's my money, babe. And they go, ha, he didn't know what he's doing. No, first time. Just own that shit and start playing the game. Same in real estate. Go get 20,000, 25,000 and go get it in the fucking game, man. And you say, well, you can't buy anything in my area. Oh, they don't have trailers? They don't have trailers in your area? There's not trailer parks? Man, there's real estate in your area that'll cash flow. 25 to 20 G's will usually get it going. If you're in a higher area, you need a higher number. That's it. That's all it is. And I'm telling you, they're out there. Now, let's say they're not out there right now. Good. You still need to learn it. Still need to build the account. And let's say you can't, there's a crash coming. Good. Save money. But don't say all of that shit and you're not actively pursuing it, because part of it is getting the deposit, which means you have to go to work and make money or sell things. You have to do hustles to get money so that you can take the money and put it into the money game of real estate. It's all a game. This is a game. Right now I'm going back and forth on a 1031 exchange. This is a fucking email game. Talk to 3 people, trying to arrange with the lenders. I'm selling a house. It is a giant fucking pain in the ass. But if I pull this off, I took a house that I paid $49,000 for 16 years ago. I'm selling it for $200, right? Selling it for $200. It's like $198 or something, $195, whatever it is, right? It's paid for. I bought the house and I had debt on it. Holding cost. And what? I collected rent. And I pushed it to what? To the debt. And we said in the last videos, there's 2 ways to do real estate. Pay cash or have a loan. And I said, if you want to make the most money and shelter it from taxes so people like Yellen don't take your fucking money, you put debt on it. And the debt allows you to leverage. And so $20,000 to a 19-year-old kid buys him a $100,000 asset. So take 2 people. One's 19, one's 19. This kid gets off his ass, goes looking, finds a property, puts 25,000 down. He's broke. Now goes back to work. He's nervous. I got to go get some money. Why? Because I got a holding cost. I'm now the type of human being who goes out and assumes responsibility. Now, if I get him to do this 10 more times, he will be way richer than you ever will be. You lock in millions. Do what I just said 10 times, you become worth $2-3 million. Minimum. Now what if we do it times 50? And who do you apply to for this job? Nobody. The universe. You got to have the strength, the stamina, the intelligence, the fortitude to open up and go out there and start looking. And the guy says, well, they're not 100. Okay, make the number 2, dude. Now we need to put 40 to get in the game. Right? But we got to know the rent. So once we know the rent, we know how high we can play the game. So you know what table to pick at the casino, right? It's a money game, man. I need some coffee, bro. So we're playing this money game of buying real estate. So 100 grand is going to cost us 20 grand. And I said, listen, there's a couple ways to go about it. You could wait and save up 100 G's. That's going to be a while. In the meantime, I'm going to go buy a house for 20,000. I'm going to put debt on it. I'm going to get insurance. I got to pay taxes. I need to set aside about $75 a month, more if you're conservative, to what? Maintain the house. And you say, well, it might cost more. You're going to do some of the work too. I thought you wanted to do this. Now listen, Christmas is coming. Last year, And a lot of people last minute, hey, can I buy a book from my friend? Can I do this? Go to the last page of thepetersreport.com. Go to the last page. And down there, you can get both of my books. And I'll sign them. And I'll send them to your friend. And I knock the price down, okay? But I can't do this because I'm actually having problems getting paper and getting some of the books published on time. They're dragging ass because they've had supply chain problems. And the cost of paper's gone way up. But I'm knocking this down. That's up to you. Go to the back of the Peters Report, and you can order both of those books. In the back of the book, the free ebook, you don't have to die broke. I break down this game. So 4 ways we make money. The house is going to appreciate. So the 19-year-old got 20 G's saved, bro. You go out and you borrow 100,000. And you say, well, I got 25 G's. Good. You can go borrow 130,000. The bigger the down payment, the more you can borrow. We can just take it out. There was a guy yesterday said, hey, gee, I've saved $264,000. And I said, damn, you obviously don't know how to invest. He thought I was going to be happy. And I'm like, he's like, what do you mean? Bro, you should have been banging this already, man. Dude, you got 250 G's in the bank. You should have 10 fucking houses. You should have millions of dollars. Like, you don't save that. Unless you're going for one big play, which if you've never done a little play, you ain't got no proof to do and shit that you can do a little play. You can't buy one little house. Like, if that's keeping you out of this game. So my point is, it's just one little house. That's what I told him. I said, don't let any of this. All of the adults you're looking at are scared, dude. They won't do this because they ain't got the ability to save money. You got to be an earner, bro. You got to go get money. I'm a mafia buff, man. Gangs, mafia. I love all that shit. I watch it all the time. Inside the mafia, you rise up based on not who your daddy is. That could help you, but you got to be an earner. And people can't teach you how to get money for a down payment. Sometimes people, where do I get that? You leave your house and go do something for money? Like, go get money. And so you need more money than you need. I talk about this all the time. That's the margin. That's the compression. That's part of the millionaire code, right? You need money that you don't need. And that's the money you put into this game of buying real estate, man. And you go, well, it's a little expensive right now. Good. Man, who cares? Like, what if you overpay? All right. It's not that big a deal, man. The guys you see making a big deal on it, they have billions of dollars. Like, they're really fucking leveraged. There's a difference between having a house mortgage, right, and owing $1 billion. A little bit different. You could probably work and pay this, right? You could mow yards and pay this. Like, the first deal is, come on, there is no risk. Okay, you overpay for the house. All right, if you put 20% down, damn, houses aren't going to drop 20%. That'd be a full-blown crash. Then you should be a buyer anyway. Like, if there's a housing market crash, I'm not selling my houses, I'm buying houses. You get what I'm saying? So if I overpay or underpay, sometimes I get lucky, sometimes not. I mean, was this an amazing deal? I paid $49,000 for it. I'm selling it for $200,000. I've collected $148,000 in rent. Somebody else paid off the mortgage. It's tax-free. So in one day, I'm going to make $200,000, or what? I got to pay, obviously pay the fees and all that. So let's say I got $185,000 when I walk away. $185,000 for today. One day, a check. What could I do? What if I keep playing this game? So now when I go borrow $100,000, what if I put the $180,000 down as 20%, 30%, 40% of what? So I could go get $500,000. So I take the money and I put it back into the game. It's the exact same trade that I did as my first trade. Meaning, if you can't do the first one, how do you do number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? You see what I'm saying? So there's people right now expanding their units. They just get up every day to play the game. They understand there's 4 ways I make money in real estate. Appreciation. As the house value goes up, every month that you hold this house down, you get a little bit richer. It goes up. Guess what? Cash flow. We talked about that. That's why we got to know our rent, right? Loan pay down. This is the pay down. Every month you collect rent, your house appreciated, you paid a little bit on your mortgage, right? And you got a little money in your pocket. Think on this. This is fucking amazing. Like, the more you sit around and do the math, you're like, my God. Like, it's amazing. It's an amazing wealth building. There is almost nothing else. Other than owning a business that just kills it, that's the best, right? Because you just get all your money. But other than that, if you drive a truck, work a job, plumber, electrician, like, you're just a person, This is how you get rich. You take your money and you store it into shit that every month goes a little higher. It produces cash flow. Someone else pays it down, which gives you a multiplier effect. You leverage your money. $20,000 is you're getting 100. You get the appreciation on the 100, not the 20. Guys say, well, how you can't get but 4% at the bank. No, you can't get 4% at the bank. Time times amount times yield. How much did you put down on the 100? 20,000. How much of the appreciation are you getting? Not on the 20, on the 100. So you get 5% of 100. What's 5% of 100? That's $5,000. What's $5,000 of 20,000? You see what I'm saying? You just turned 20,000 into 25,000. Oh wait, we got to add in the loan pay down. So every month you paid in a couple $100s on the loan. We add that up in the year. That's 2,400. Add that to the 25,000, right? What about the cash flow? Let's say you got 2,400 that year. Oh, add that to it, right? And then what? It appreciates. Add that to it. Now what's your 20? Like 30. 1 year. Come on, man. Or my man can keep working at a convenience store. I just gave it to you, bro. That's it. Now there's particulars, commercial, single family, multifamily. That's all semantics, man. That's all semantics. It don't matter which one's better. You got to do the one you can do. So he said, well, what if I can't do 20? Then what about a trailer? Go buy a trailer, used. Borrow it if you have to. Move that shit to a trailer park. First contact the trailer park and say, hey, I'm going to be buying a trailer. I'm going to fix it up real nice. I promise you. And then I'll pay your fee and I'm going to rent it. And listen, if my renters give me any trouble, I'm going to come smash on them. I'm giving you my word that anyone that I rent here will follow park rules. You'll get your money. I'm going to get mine. We're going to play this money game. And you're going to shake hands. You go get a trailer. He may want you to fix it up a little bit before you park it. Like, this is what I would do if I was 20 and didn't have any money. And they say real estate's expensive. Well, go cheaper real estate. They say, well, I don't want to own a trailer. Well, I don't want to be broke. I'm trying to get money, man. So I don't give a fuck if we're selling popcorn. I mean, if you're all caught up on what you're selling, shit, I'll sell rocks. We're trying to get money. And so if you can't do apartment buildings, stop fucking talking about them and go to houses. If you can't do fucking houses, then go get trailers, man. How about not let it stop you? How about not let other people's problems or the world, fuck them, dude. Get up and go out there and get this shit. You don't need to be 25. Some of you guys are 23. You got money in the bank, you got good credit, and you got things. Now is when you do it. Time times amount times yield. The reason I'm gonna get a payday of 200 G's is because of something I did 16 years ago. I got a whole bunch more of what I did that day 16 years ago. Now you roll them out, man. So we want to get in the apartment game, house game, funded it. And what was it that really funded it? I saved up 20 G's. 20,000 becomes $1 million. $1 million becomes 5 million, and 5 is 10. If I live to be 90, it's fucking probably 20 million. Unless they try to stop me. We'll wrap this up in just a second. How many people on this Twitter, man? I'm trying to do this Twitter thing. That's cool, 10 people. We'll play around with this Twitter thing, man. So I just kind of wanted to do one on the wrap up. What else? I wanted to cover something else though. I talked about 1031 exchange. I'm going through that. What is that? Let me explain that to you. This is how you get so rich in real estate. And honestly, I'm just now starting to harvest some of this. You don't have to be as slow to some of this as you want to be. I've been building equity. So equity, right? What is equity? Equity means money you own in the house. Right? Keep it simple. In stocks, equity, was it Beyonce or Jay-Z pay me in equity? That means ownership, man. The science of getting rich is about owning property and assets that appreciate or produce cash flow or dividends or interest payments, right? And there's a lot of things that do this, right? REITs do this. What do you think of REITs? Yeah, what do you mean what I think? You should own some REITs. Don't be stupid. It's a stupid question. What do you think of apartments or houses? I love both. What about Bitcoin? Love it. You say, well, you love everything? I love everything. Everything that goes up, if it appreciates, right? Appreciates, and 2, produces cash flow, I love it. What's not to love? They say, what? Well, hey, we got this REIT that owns 1,000 snow cone machines and is making this much money. You want in on that? Here's the cost. You can just buy in. A REIT allows you to just buy in. You can just buy in right where you're at. So one that I've been buying is what? A, G, and C. And you say, Gerald, what's this got to do with real estate? Well, now we're leveling up the game. See, my 19-year-old friend needs to get this one thing down. I got to get 20 G's so that I can borrow 100 G's. On the 100 G's, I'm going to get 10 to 20% return on my money. There's a big fucking difference against getting 20% on your money than getting 3% at the bank safely or 9% in an index fund. And people say, well, you can't beat index funds. That's complete fucking nonsense. If you actively manage and invest your money in real estate or and go look, REITs have beat the fucking S&P. REITs, Bitcoin has beat the S&P. I don't know who the fuck they're talking to with that. Like, who are you referring to? A lot of things, owning a baseball team can beat that. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. Now, but now here's the thing. The index works. It just grinds higher. Grinds higher. Right? Okay, good. That means the game that I'm playing in here grinds higher. So housing prices go up, right? And if you've got my book, The Money Flow, we start to try to identify these zones. So shit, I'd rather buy all the stage 1s all the way up. I'll have more money than the guy doing this, you know. We're both gonna get there. It works. But I think I can do better. I just showed you can do better. You can borrow equity on a house and you get to appreciate on the value of the house. Like, just let that sink in, man. Just, like, go with me on this. The down payment is 20%. Now, maybe it's 30%. The math is the same. We're doing 100K to keep it simple. You guys say, well, it didn't work that way. Okay, bro, well, then add a number. Shut the fuck up, add a number, okay? Stop making excuses. So what does that mean? If the number's bigger, you need a bigger down payment. Okay, it costs more to play at this poker game. So play at that game or go to that game. Like, don't make it like any more complicated than that. It really is that simple. So you walk in and you're like, whoa, that table's full. $15 minimum. Let's go over here. Any of you guys gamble? Am I the only guy that gambles? Every time I put it out, what kind of stock traders don't gamble, man? Who are you people? You see my man Chris Johnson be gambling on the football and shit, right? Why? Traders are gamblers, but you gotta have discipline. People act like, well, you don't want to trade because that's down. No, man. Be a speculator. Fucking buy Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, but understand what you're buying. You're not buying because everyone else is buying. You're buying because you're fucking smart and got ahead of it, man. You're looking for the next thing they're gonna buy. You're not chasing shit. You completely understand crypto. So you completely understand what that is, and you understand tokenomics. And you say, what do you mean? Supply? You know, why is Bitcoin so valuable? We understand that, right? Well, in a house, that's rent, bro. What makes a property of any value in real estate is rent. How much will the property rent for? That's the number you need to know. It don't matter how much the house costs. If it's cost more, you need more money to put down. You're buying a percent. You're riding on that thing, man. You're putting a nickel on it. Like, it's not that complicated. When you do real estate, listen, don't let these people confuse you with all their terms and cash on cash and NOI and ROE. No, you don't even need to know that, man. You're putting a nickel on it, right? You're putting a nickel on a dollar. That's all you're doing. And truthfully, I'm trying to put just 20 cents, but I'm keeping the concept simple. I'm putting in 25 cents, you give me $1. All I gotta do is manage the dollar. Now here's the problem, and keep the dollar has holding costs. And we talked about that. The cost of debt, the cost of insurance. And you say, what do you mean? I get to insure the dollar. You ever play blackjack and they say you want insurance? And they say, why would? Because they're about to slap you. Dealer got an ace. If the next card is 10 or above, you lose. They say, hey, we're going to give you a chance to insure that. Now, the numbers in blackjack don't work in your favor. The numbers in real estate, you better. They're bigger zeros. You're not blowing out on one hand, you're blowing out on the whole damn thing. You got to get insurance. Bank requires it. And if you don't have insurance after you pay the debt off, you're being a fool. We got maintenance. A lot of you guys own rental properties, look like shit. Man, I meet guys, they got properties that look like shit. Terrible, awful. Come on, man, have some pride. Make your property nice. It's going to increase the value. Like, grown man shouldn't have to tell you this. But I see some that are terrible. I'd be embarrassed to own it. Debt, insurance, maintenance. What else we got? Taxes. We talked about that. So this kid's now going to have to pay taxes, figure out an insurance policy, negotiate some debt, and figure out how to maintain it. You have to be superhuman. The reason so few people own a lot of houses is you have to have traits that make you superhuman. I am fucking superhuman. And what I mean is you have to be an alpha. That's what you've heard my podcast, the Alpha Code. That's what I'm talking about, man. Because the guy doing this, the guy who's out there buying house after house, like I'm going to be on Mark McMahon. I think I just said your last name wrong, Mark. I'm going to be on there talking real estate tonight on Instagram. Mark's got like 50 of them. That's who, you need to be hanging out with guys like that. Mark lets people talk to him for free. He does meetups. People can come talk to him. Me too. I do meetups. You can come talk to me. You can buy all my books. I've written all this shit in here. Millions of dollars. This is just day-to-day grind, man. Hey, I'm gonna wrap up. Listen. A kid sent me this watch, these Voight watches. He didn't ask me to do this, but they're pretty cool. I like them. They look like this one high-end one. I forget the name. I wear a Rolex normally, and this was a gift. These are very affordable, like $147. It's Christmas, bro. Look at these. His box was nicer than my Rolex box. So it's just an idea to give to a friend. If you go to @Voight Watches, I'll put the link to the Instagram down on the video, man. That's the money game. I hope I'm encouraging you to get up on it and do it by simplifying it. And just remember, man, we're just trying to put a nickel on it, man. That's all you're trying to do. You're trying to put a nickel on it. Go back and watch my first, second, third video. We got into holding costs, the next one I'm gonna dig into cash flow, man. We're gonna just try to focus on cash flow. What else was I gonna cover? 1030 HELOC. Nah, we'll get to the HELOC later. Namaste, man.